What up, money plays? Money plays. Hey, so it was Veterans Day Monday. Give it up for your vets. Right? I never served, but my cousin and his army buddies came into town last week, and I took my first bullet. I had to take this fat chick home so they could all get laid. Yeah. I just moved to Vegas. This is fascinating. This is the first town I've ever lived in where it's okay to vacuum your lawn. So some people say that I look like a skinny Drew Carey. Or maybe Bobby Hill, who let himself go. Which I think puts me somewhere in the middle, so I must be that asshole from Hot Tub Time Machine. I think I must be. So I grew up in the 80s. Do you guys like Princess Bride? Or did you ever play Oregon Trail? Like, I love that game. I always got caught just shooting buffalo for hours. Now we wonder why they're almost extinct. I got picked on a lot in school, though, so I like to name my characters after bullies and teachers I didn't like. So one day, Mr. Johnson came up to me, and he's like, Devin, how's your Oregon Trail going? And I was like, well, Mr. Johnson, you just died of syphilis. Maybe you shouldn't have been such a whore in Fort Boise. Now my buddy Inigo Montoya and I gotta float the river all alone. You like how I turned that back into a Princess Bride joke? Right? So, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about Mary Jane now. Not about her weed, I'm gonna talk about her weave. I was in her bathroom, and I sat down to go, and there was this, like, giant black squirrel-looking thing next to me, and I was like, ah! And so I did what any straight man would do. I took off my shoe and beat the shit out of it. And she comes running back. She's like, Devin, what are you doing? I'm like, I just killed a squirrel. And she's like, Devin, that's not a squirrel. That's my weave. And it's made out of beaver hair. So I felt all embarrassed, and I came back out front where all my friends were, and they're like, Devin, what the hell were you doing in the bathroom? And I was like, just trying to smash Jane's beaver. Yeah, I like that joke too. So yeah, a lot of ex-girlfriends. Mary Jane, my favorite thing to do, and this is kind of an oxymoron, but she would get really paranoid when she got high. So my favorite thing to do to Mary Jane would be to get her really stoned and take her to the grocery store. Like lots of people around, and I'd walk behind her and I'd be like, everybody knows. Everyone knows you're high. I'd be like popping up behind wheat thin boxes and shit like, everybody knows! She would get all paranoid and be like eating jelly donuts in aisle 5 trying to hide it from me. And then we'd be like going to the cashier and she'd be like, Devin, don't tell the cashier. I don't want him to know. I'm like, honey, you're covered in powdered sugar. We're getting chocolate milk, peanut butter, Pop-Tarts, and Captain Crunch. Everybody knows you're high, honey. Everybody knows you're high. It's funny. I like to drink a lot. People have been telling me I have a drinking problem lately, mostly my probation officer. But it was when I hit a parked truck that I realized that DUI was an acronym, and it stands for Devin, you idiot. Awesome. I just heard this in the news the other day. This was in Idaho. A guy pulled a gun on another man, and he told him if he didn't moonwalk, he'd shoot him. Which I think is shitty because I've been telling my friends forever that I can't moonwalk to save my life. Like, the best I could have done was be like, will you take a Macarena? Like, hey, Macarena. This also happened in the news recently. This is on BBC. They just did the world's first successful hand transplant. Yeah, they took a dead hand and put it on a stump that needed it. And I was like, that's really cool. This is true, but I also thought, talk about giving yourself a stranger. So I immediately went down to the DMV to change my donor status. It's not because I'm a dick, I just don't want to be jerking some other dude off when I'm dead. And then I was like, I have dainty hands. I could land a chick. Right, guys? And then I was like, fuck, that'd be even worse, because then I'd just be jerking a bunch of other dudes off. Hey guys, my name's Devin Sheffield. That's my time. Have a good night.